Life is a game. Play it. Life is a challenge. Meet it. Life is an adventure. Dare it. This was the mantra of Steve McQueen, an iconic actor and rebel known for his daring on-screen roles and risk-taking off-screen life. From motorcycle racing to a dramatic escape from prison, McQueen lived an exciting life full of love, challenges, and rebellion. Why Steve McQueen always carried a loaded Magnum with him? Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Potentis channel. Do you want to watch a thrilling movie tonight? Well, if you want to experience the ultimate spine-tingling movie night, then don't forget to include Steve McQueen's films in your watch list, as his talent for leaving audiences on the edge of their seats is unmatched. Well, we can't deny that no other actor can give you goosebumps quite like him, with his intense expressions and captivating performances. He's the only one that comes to mind when you think of a synonym for the word cool. Yes, you heard it right, Steve McQueen. This king of cool was a fashion icon who set the standard for style and sophistication. Even today, no one has been able to match his effortless fashion sense because he possessed an unrivaled ability to pull off classic black dress pants with a dotted shirt and a heavy leather jacket. His sense of style was unrivaled, and his cool demeanor only added to his allure. But what truly distinguished him was his demonstration that fame does not come solely from success, but from being yourself and owning it. The born-to-be actor took this quote, "Life is either a challenging adventure or nothing at all," too seriously, as he accepted every life challenge with a big smile to reach his destiny and become a renowned legend of Hollywood. He tried his luck in every field and got success from being an actor to a screenwriter. There was no field he left behind. Moreover, he was a productive director, a fashion icon with a great sense of style, and a risk-taker who performed his own stunts in several movies. From running on a train to wheeling a bike on tracks, he leaves everyone shocked by his deadliest stunts. And due to this challenging nature, he soon became a name to remember by many producers, and that's why he was cast in a number of movies with different genres. Well, he was not only famous for his unmatchable expressions, but was also known for his dedication to charitable causes. We all believe that McQueen was not just an actor. He was an inspiration to many due to his motivational speeches and uplifting behavior. When we say he was not more than just an actor, we mean it, as he was the one who could go to any extent to fight for your rights too. Well, to be honest, this video will end, but McQueen's list of talents won't, as we don't believe there is any field in which he has not dabbled. Well, not just his movies that made him everyone's favorite, but his spirit, way of life, and how he treated people made him stand out from all actors. The cool guy was also an artist, humanitarian, and leader who hoped for a better world, and his heartwarming nature was injected into his veins from childhood. Furthermore, growing up in a rough part of town forced him to fend for himself in ways that most children never have to. McQueen's mother worked as a bartender and his father as a circus stuntman. However, things got worse when his father abandoned his mother after only 6 months of dating her. McQueen's mother, now struggling to care for her young son, abandoned him in Missouri by 1933. He was driven to be successful after a difficult childhood and worked hard to provide a better future for himself and his family, taking odd jobs such as a newspaper boy and working in a garage. Despite his efforts, the family struggled, and he was frequently forced to do more than just one job to survive. He was eventually apprehended and sent to a boys' reformatory, where he learned a trade and was exposed to different cultures, which he later credited as a major influence. But working as a trader was not McQueen's dream, as he always saw himself as an actor performing in thriller movies, rather than being a trader. And that's why he finally took a stand to quit trading and decided to pursue his career in acting. But it was not as easy as he thought. He realized that dreaming big would not help him achieve his goals, so he worked hard until he got small roles in television shows to prove himself. And just in time, he got offers from renowned directors and soon became a tagline in the Hollywood industry. But the more famous you became, the more enemies you always made. So to save himself from his opponents, he carried a loaded pellet pistol with him. Even for someone as daring and cool as Steve McQueen, this was an unexpected habit, and it makes one wonder why he does it. The answer can be found in a difficult upbringing. McQueen had to learn to care about himself and his interest as a child, growing up in a rough neighborhood. He was never one to back down from a fight, and he wanted to be ready for any confrontation that arose. Carrying a gun gave him a sense of security and a benefit over anyone who dared to challenge him. Another reason for carrying a gun was his love for adventure. He enjoys taking on new challenges, not only in real life but also in movies, and he frequently performs stunts on his own. But we bet you didn't know that the king of stunts has gone through a lot of hard work to reach the heights of fame. He gave a back-to-back hit to the industry with his breakthrough performance in films like The Magnificent Seven, which proved to be a game-changer film to his career. Well, his career started in 1950, when he first appeared in the movie Gotham City. It was the time when the audience saw not only the actor, but a pack of talent in McQueen. The young actor with blackish hair, deep eyes, and manipulating impressions soon became everyone's favorite, and the most recognized actor of the era. He later signed a role in the movie The Blob, produced by the most famous producer of that time, Jack H. The role proved to be lucky, as this movie helped him win an Oscar nomination and solidify his status as a star. After this super-hit movie, he continued to touch the height of fame by appearing in a number of different movies, like 12 Years a Slave, Papillon, Shame, The Thomas Crown Affair, and much more, in which he performed from villainous roles to heroic action themes. And one thing we can't deny throughout his journey was his unforgettable impressions and acting skills that made him undoubtedly an international star, and later he signed an international movie, Bullet. This role made him more famous worldwide and earned him worldwide recognition. McQueen's success was due to his unique approach to acting. His confidence and fierceness made him a powerful appearance that viewers couldn't ignore. Moreover, where the 1970s were recognized for a number of disaster films in Hollywood, McQueen once again accepted the challenge and tried his luck to play the lead role in The Towering Inferno, which later became undoubtedly the most famous movie of the era. He shared the lead role with Paul Newman and a remarkable cast that included Fred Astaire, Robert Vaughn, and Faye Dunaway. The movie was a smash hit and also became his last movie, as after this successful hit, he was not seen in films anymore. However, after a 4-year-long break, he amazed fans by appearing nearly unidentifiable with long hair and a beard as an early rabble-rousing environmentalist in the movie An Enemy of the People, based on the Henrik Ibsen play. Yes, and we can say that he was a man with a million talents and an even bigger heart. For generations, his distinct personality and charisma made him a household name. From his days as a young actor in the 1950s until his untimely death in 1980, he inspired everyone he met. McQueen was a revolutionary with a cause. He was a free thinker, but also generous and kind to those around him. He worked with many organizations and charities throughout his career to support a cause near his heart. He always said, "Right now there are children going through the same things as I did. Maybe realizing I survived will give them hope. I can't guarantee they'll forget what happened to them, but if they stick it out, they'll make it through and discover how to cope with the terrible memories while still learning to love." Moreover, during the filmmaking of Le Mans in 1970, he visited the Great Ormond Street Hospital for sick children, going from room to room and chatting with each kid. At the same time, he organized a bidding of one of his vintage guns, with all proceeds benefiting the French Children's Fund for Orphan Children. Well, he was not only a good person by heart, but was also an unbeatable racer who became the first actor to be enlisted into the Automobile Racing Hall of Fame and the first Hollywood actor to win the American Motorcycle Association Award. Furthermore, he was a rebel known for his reckless lifestyle and love of automobiles. His passion for racing began in the Marine Corps in 1950, and he began honing his track skills at a Memorial Day race in Burbank, California. His love of cars, speed, and danger became ingrained in him from that point onwards. He was well known for driving a Porsche, a Jaguar, and a Ferrari, and in 1970, he even won the 12 Hours of Sebring race. He was frequently seen at bars, racing cars on Los Angeles streets, and taking dangerous risks. His passion for cars, however, kept him grounded, and his love of driving kept him going. McQueen's cars represented his rebellious nature and the pinnacle of his devotion to the sport. He frequently took risks that no other driver would, pushing the limits of speed and endurance. That's why we can't deny that McQueen was one of Hollywood's fastest and most furious figures during its golden era. Because he not only drives fast cars, but also drives himself insane for a number of women he loves, his relationships and affairs are as enigmatic as his on-screen persona. He was a notorious playboy with numerous lovers who married 3 times, and each of his wives had a different story to tell. Neely Adams, a Mexican actress, was his first wife, whom he married in 1956. They had 2 children together, and their marriage was rocky. McQueen was notoriously unfaithful, and the couple divorced in 1972. Ali MacGraw, a stunningly beautiful actress, was his second wife. They married in 1973 after a passionate love affair. Unfortunately, their marriage didn't last, and they divorced in 1978. McQueen's third and final wife was model Barbara Minty, whom he married in 1980. They had a son together, and their marriage was much more stable than his previous marriages. They were married until he died in 1980. Even after marrying his life's love, he was still known for his numerous affairs, some of which were scandalous. He was linked to many of his era's most beautiful actresses, including Faye Dunaway, Sharon Tate, and even Marilyn Monroe. Well, that's not all, as he was also romantically involved with the most famous singer of that time, Carly Simon, who showed her love openly and even dedicated a song to him publicly. Steve was not a faithful husband, but a master at uncovering his wife's secrets. Once he learned that his wife was keeping a secret from him. He tried many times to give her a chance to open up about what she had done, but failed to know the truth. So after trying 2 or 3 times, he planned to trick his wife so she would confess the truth. He planned a dinner for her, and during the conversation, he told her about one of his friends who told Steve one of the darkest secrets. He told her that his friend had promised himself that he would never tell anyone about it, and that he would have to leave town if he did. His wife was immediately intrigued and began to inquire about the secret. McQueen began to imply that he was referring to her and her secret. His wife became nervous and attempted to change the subject, but he persisted in pressing her to confess. "You know what I'm talking about," he'd say. "You can tell me. I won't tell anyone." When his wife couldn't take the pressure any longer, she confessed. His masterful deception and manipulation had worked, and he had accomplished his goal. Even though it was a sneaky move, it worked, and he got the desired result. Whereas McQueen was known as the master of pranks, his friends and family decided to fool him on his birthday in order to show him who was really in charge. And while everyone was busy planning a prank for him after they celebrated his birthday, the heartbreaking news knocked on their door and completely shook everyone. The legend of Hollywood is no longer with us, as Steve McQueen passed away on November 7, 1980, in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, just 1 day after his 50th birthday, the headline said. Well, no one was willing to accept this heartbreaking headline, because just the day before, he had spent quality time with his close friends and loved ones. But the fact was that he had been diagnosed with mesothelioma, a rare cancer caused by asbestos exposure. His death stunned the entertainment industry and devastated many of his fans. As it was, just in all of a sudden death, no one was ready to hear this heart-wrenching news. If you look at the life stories of these Hollywood characters, you'll never find a fairy tale. I also think it's interesting that how Kirk Douglas suffered from being Jewish. Watch this video now.